Hey, thank you for taking the time to click on today's video. I'm willing to bet if I asked you if history tends to repeat itself, you would probably say in general, more often than not. And I would agree with you. You know, even in past, we see that there's been that phrase that said that if we don't know history, we're destined to repeat it. Well, today I'd like to give you a bit of a history lesson. I'd like to take you back in time because when we see everything happening in the market today, we see the craze within the technology sector. Well, goodness gracious, we see that there is an awful lot of technology craze and it's driving the majority of the growth that we see in the market. When we think about what the market did from 1995 to 2000, what we realize is that from those 5 years, we saw the stock market grow 206%. It almost boggles the mind. And this was the time in which technology, and namely the internet, was really getting a foothold. It was affecting literally every part of our economy and business, and we were seeing where it could benefit our lives. But did it last? That's the big question. You know, you may remember the name Alan Greenspan, and we all remember Alan Greenspan sitting there in front of Congress testifying and suggesting that what he saw taking place in the stock market from 1995 to 2000 was what he referred to as irrational exuberance. Now, he was a pretty smart guy as an economist, and the reality was his words were a bit of a foreshadowing, because from 2000 to 2003, we saw the stock market lose over 50%. Now, here's the thing. When we look at the market today, we see the market growing over 80% just in the last 4 years. And the majority of that growth is coming from the technology sector. And so when you watch the headlines, when you listen to the news on the radio, I know it conjures up this idea that maybe you're missing out. Maybe you need to be putting your retirement into technology, because this is something, after all, it's a part of every fabric of society. It's going to drive everything with artificial intelligence. But I'm going to ask you to consider the fact that technology is something that will always be affecting our life, but it's something that is very, very fickle. It's something that when you think about the long term, when you think about the real meaning, the real reason why you put money into retirement savings, that money was there so that it could supplement your retirement income. Not just now, not just for a year, not just for 5 years, but for the rest of your life. And the reality is that though technology is wonderful and technology is something that we can certainly invest some degree of money into, we also know that the technology stocks that exist today do not pay dividends. Why are dividends so very vital to your retirement? Because the dividend is the reward. The dividend is a spendable income that you get to take without ever touching your principal. And so if you've got that itch, you want to invest in things like maybe cryptocurrency, you want to invest maybe in a little bit of technology. Some is great, all is no good at all, because it's going to be focusing you in something that vastly and very quickly could turn your retirement into something that now you have to wait to recover. You see, when we gamble in certain sectors like that, we're not gambling certainly just with our money, or we're gambling with an asset way more valuable than just our money is our time. And every time you lose, now you have to wait for that recovery. And that waiting, well, that's valuable time that you've now wasted. Trips that you haven't been able to take, cruises that you have to say no to. So please, when we think about technology, understand it's a wonderful thing. It's something that's going to continue to grow, but it is certainly not something that is likely going to be sustainable for a long time. It creates a bubble with all the optimism, and the bigger the bubble gets, the thinner the walls get. And when it breaks, it's very quick, it's very fast, and it's very costly. I encourage you to think about diversification in a very different way. Don't get wrapped up in the FOMO. Continue to stay focused on your end goal, your objective, and that is sustainable income that will last the rest of your life. So I want to say thank you for watching today's video. If you've gotten any value from it, I always encourage you to give us a thumbs up. And also, if you'd like to know when we have other videos that come out each week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share this with your friends. Maybe they need the message of not concentrating too much of the retirement money in one particular sector. Thanks again for watching, and remember, it's up to you to make today a great day.